Hello, Dr. Sam Dubé here for the Toronto Business Journal, and I am joined today by a legendary philanthropist and investment banker. It is my great honor to welcome Donald K. Johnson to our show. Don, thank you so much for joining us today.
I'm very happy to be here.
Now, Don, you are the author of the best-selling book, Lessons from Bay Street, and the subtitle is The Sale Begins When the Customer Says No. You've got so many endorsements and accolades for this book, most notably by former Canadian Prime Minister Paul Martin. John Tory, the mayor of Toronto, has said about your book and yourself, persistence, relationship, and decency, Don Johnson is the living proof that those qualities can produce a successful business leader and a generous citizen. This book tells his story, and every ambitious young Canadian should read it. And this is one of many endorsements by the former Canadian ambassador to the U.S., Frank McKenna, Karen Kane, the legendary ballerina and artistic director for the National Ballet of Canada. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. Insight. So what was your motivation for writing this book?
Well, what motivated me to write the book really was not a memoir. It was really to share with the readers lessons that I've learned over my lifetime that I think could benefit the readers and a broad cross-section of potential readers. And I wanted to share with them what I've learned.
Okay, I do want to mention to people that one of your great achievements was spearheading tax reform in Canada, where you basically had them pursue a more U.S. model where capital gains was eliminated. Capital gains tax was eliminated on publicly traded securities used as donations to charities. And as a result of that, since 2006, when the last of those capital gains were removed, $1 billion a year on average of gifts in stock have been made to charities in Canada, and that is because of you. And you were given a member of the Order of Canada and made an officer of the Order of Canada, our second highest honor for this. So I just wanted to say that, I know, because you're not going to mention it. Now, please go ahead.
It was one of the most gratifying experiences I've had, because philanthropy is so important. It's very important for us to give back to the communities that have helped us in whatever success and enjoyment we've had in life. And
well, this is it, right? Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. My two favorite expressions are, it's better to give it away with a warm hand than a cold hand. And he who gives while he lives also knows where it goes.
Wow. And what's interesting, and the first one, giving away with a warm hand and a cold hand, is one of the title chapters of your book. And there are some other very intriguing titles there as well. You don't tend to associate this kind of philanthropy with an investment banker, Don.
Well, my experience has been, I not only enjoyed my career in investment banking, but I've really enjoyed sitting on the boards of not-for-profit organizations and helping communities that have really helped me in whatever success I've enjoyed.
Well, you mentioned three mantras in another interview, and they were the subtitle of your book, The Sale Begins When the Customer Says No, persistence prevails when all else fails, and of course, Winston Churchill's famous quote, never give up, never give up, never, ever, ever give up. And, that's one of my favorite quotes as well. You have some other titles here, and I'd like to get into them. These are chapter titles. And what did you mean by silver linings in tough times? And how can we apply that to this pandemic situation that we're in right now?
Well, because of COVID-19, I'm now home all day, every day, 7 days a week. And I'm actually in better health now than I was previously. I get more exercise. I go for a walk every morning. I have better night's sleep. My mattress HBN, horizontal by 9, which I always do now. And I eat more nutritious food because I eat at home. I don't go to restaurants and all these events. So I'm actually, one of the silver linings been, I'm in better health now than I was a year ago.
And you also mentioned practicing a mindfulness technique for over 50 years, and that being transcendental meditation. And that's something that we have in common, actually.
Right.
So what advice can you give the average person and small business owners during this trying time when people are going bankrupt? We've got these lockdown restrictions. We've got financial hardship everywhere. Can you give us some insight, Don?
I think that people should focus on what's really important to keep healthy. And one of the key things in my life has been dealing with stress. We lead very stressful lives now, and the best way, from my experience, to deal with stress is transcendental meditation.
Yes.
Stress weakens your immune system, makes you more susceptible to illness, to anxiety, depression. And my experience has been, because of my transcendental meditation practice every day, twice a day, that deals with my stress, and it helped me deal with the challenges associated with this COVID-19 pandemic.
So health is a priority, and we can see that people are not taking care of themselves during this crisis, and so that's one of the cornerstones of your success. The sale begins when the customer says no, and you were talking about the focusing on what?
Well, I think it's important for each of us to focus our time and energy on something where you can make a real difference. If you really believe it's the good thing for the country. And my experience has been on our advocacy campaign to convince the government to remove the capital gains tax on gifts of stock. It started in 1995, and it wasn't until 2006 that they removed the rest of the capital gains tax and gift of stock. So it was really good public policy. It was the right thing to do for the government and for donors and for the people that benefit from the charities. So the government said no many, many times, but we just kept focusing on that because it was the right issue. It's the best thing for the country.
And now government officials are endorsing your book, actually. So what?
Paul Martin.
That's right. Who you had to convince.
1997.
That's right. Former Canadian Prime Minister Paul Martin. And he's one of the main endorsers of your work. What other advice can you give business owners during this trying time? And investors, Don?
Well, I think one of the key experiences I had in life is the success of a company from an investment perspective is the attributes of the CEO. If the CEO has unquestioned integrity and has a real vision for the future of the company, is a real team builder, and has a strong desire to succeed, those are the attributes that give a company great success. And that's my experience, especially with a company called Go Easy.
And what company is that, Go Easy?
It's a company in the financial services industry, where the CEO, when I attracted the CEO back in the year 2000, the market cap of the company was $10 million. He was CEO for 18 years and now the executive chairman. And the market cap of the company now is $2.4 billion.
Wow.
Driven by the success of a CEO. I say three things are essential choosing a career. Number one, do what you love to do. Number two, do what you're really good at. Number three, do it with people you love to be with, both internally and externally. That takes care of everything. If you don't love what you do, try something else.
Fantastic. And of course, doing it with people that you love. I think that's really important.
Yeah.
You know,
like you and me.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, sure. So when do I get paid? Yeah. So Don, you were just about to talk to me about some advice you had for people becoming president of a company.
And when I became president of Burns Fry in 1984, I made a cold call to the co-CEO of Goldman Sachs, that was my role model, John Whitehead. And I met with him in New York, and he gave me some great advice. He divided his time in 3 different areas, roughly 1/3 in each. One is management, one with corporate government clients, and one sitting on the boards of not-for-profit organizations. And his time in each of those 3 areas benefited him in his role in the other 2.
Okay.
So since then, I joined the board of 4 not-for-profit organizations. I've been on the board now for about 20 years, each one of them. And I really enjoy that. That's some very interesting people.
So there's this kind of gain in taking different roles, benefits to other roles. There's this kind of overflow and overlap. And your mentor actually gave you that advice.
Yeah.
I think personally, like I will say that's very valuable advice. Yeah. I can speak to that.
My life.
Yeah. How about any advice about raising capital?
My experience in raising capital for companies or investing in companies, you really have to have the confidence that the CEO of the company has all the right attributes to be a successful CEO, and that the company has a board of directors that is really playing an important role in the corporate governance. You have to have that confidence before you can have the confidence to raise capital for the company, and you want to invest in that company that it has all those right attributes.
Understood.
Yeah.
Don, I know we've got limited time. I'm going to say, on behalf of myself and the Toronto Business Journal, it's been truly an honor to speak with you. Thank you so much for being with us today, and stay healthy, and I wish you all the best. And hopefully we'll talk again soon.
Yes, indeed. Thank you very much. You're really super, Sam.